Alright, welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing Film Analysis. In this episode we're going to continue to analyze the upcoming Anthony Joshua vs Joseph Parker fight that will be taking place on March the 31st in England. Showtime will be televising that fight, so it's going to be a pretty good fight. It's entertaining. So far it's captivated a lot of people's imagination. It is a unification fight. So I think that's one of the reasons why people are excited. So we looked at Joseph Parker's best wins. We looked at some of his strengths, some of his weaknesses. It's looking unlikely that he could beat Joshua. Of course, Joshua right now is the favorite. But now we're going to take a look at Joshua. We're going to take a look at what makes him so good. And we're going to take a look at some of his deficiencies as well, because he's not perfect, even though he is named a Nephilim. But he's got weaknesses that can be exploited, so let's look at him right away. One of the things that Joshua gets overlooked here is his jab. Look at that jab. Nice quick jab, sets up the rest of his offense. It's a powerful jab too. Don't forget, this is a 250-pound guy. And look at that move. First of all, he's always aware of what's coming back. He's very defensively sound. So he jabs there. First of all, look how he steps into the jab to get more power into it. So that's a jab. Right away, he sort of pushes the left. No, he doesn't push the left hook away, but he evades the left hook and then crab defense, and he's able to block the right. And right away, notice how he's looking for the left hook. He studied the cam. He knows the cam is going to go for the left hook. Right away, he puts that right hand up, but nothing came back. But it was there to catch the hook if it did come. And here again, you see him stepping to the jab. Now, as we're going to see later on, it's good that he steps into the jab because it, like I said, generates more power, but at the same time he takes a big step with it. See that? Look at his legs. Step, and his rear leg moves forward as well. So it can be timed. It could be timed, and it does telegraph a little bit the fact that he's going to come forward. So we're going to take a look at that later on. His weakness. Defense, like I said, pretty solid defensive. Look at him parrying the shots, stepping back, using the distance to evade shots, and there, beautiful move here. The cam, he knows the cam, shorter guy, so the cam was trying to do all night was weave under the shots and come back with the left hook. But look at Joshua ready with his right hand there, blocks the shot and immediately comes back with the right hand. He's a classic catch and shoot type of guy. Joshua is not a lot of fancy head movement. He's willing to put his hands up, let you throw punches so he can counter off of them. Here again, the distance, stepping back just enough to make him miss. Again, blocking the left hook. And he mixes that up later on with offense as well. See that? He opens up so that his opponent opens up as well, and he capitalizes off his opponent's offense. So he throws a right hand downstairs. Immediately, see how he puts that right hand up? He knows the cam is looking for the left hook. And this is just the 4th round, so he's already studied that and put that into his computer and analyzed it and is predicting that. So he catches the left hook, and again, like the sequence we saw earlier, boom, right hand. So he catches the shot with the same hand and throws it with that same hand goes out. Boom. Because of course the cam, he just threw the shot, so he's open for a second there, and Joshua knows this. And at the same time, notice how he throws the right hand and how his head doesn't stay in the center. He actually moves it to the left side of the axis so that he's not there to take the cam's right hand. Beautiful work from Joshua. And here you can see him. The cam throws a right hook, or no, he feints with the left to throw a right hand, but Joshua, he sees it coming at the split second, so he's able to turn away at the same time while throwing a left hook. He catches the shot a little bit, but since he's rolling with it, he didn't catch it flush, and he countered with another like a down upward right hand, semi uppercut, semi right hand, which is ideal when you're rolling with another guy's right hand. You don't throw it straight, and then he comes back with tight shots on the inside, and then he comes right back. Look at that hand speed. I mean, can you guys tell me who was the last big guy you saw who had hand speed like this? 1-2 left hook and sets him up. See the one, first of all, he doesn't even throw a jab. It's like a feint jab, half a jab to get the cam to react, and he throws a right. The cam does a good job of rolling with the right, he does a good job of rolling with the left, but then he ducks under Joshua noses and he sets him up for the right uppercut. Beautiful work, very nice hand speed. And this again, this is Joshua thinking ahead. Jab, again, that goddamn shotgun jab, very strong overhand right, and you can see he sort of pulls the cam's head down a little bit. That's what Joshua likes to do. And then after he threw his 1-2, he puts his hand up, he knows the left hook is coming, catches it, boom, catches Takam with a left hook of his own. This is a thinking fighter. Joshua is a thinking fighter. You don't win a gold medal for nothing. You don't win a gold medal in the Olympics by being a dummy. And again, look at this beautiful move. He feints Takam, and Takam is looking to counter. So he feints Takam. Takam says, ah shit, nothing came back, but he still has to counter with the right hand. It's in his DNA, it's in his wiring. So he throws the right hand. Joshua set him up, rolled with the right, and then came up with a beautiful counter uppercut. That stunned Takam a little bit. And then look at that old trick. If a guy's got a peekaboo defense or a nice guard, what you do is you put your elbow in there, your forearm, you block. So see, what can Takam do from this position? He can throw the right hand, but Joshua can change levels a little bit, you know, dip down so that his shoulder would block his chin. Right now it's doing a good job, but if he dipped down, it could be even more effective. And then he throws an overhand right and tries to follow it up with another combination. Again, look at that goddamn form. By the way, I should really stop cursing. But look at that. And nice compact shots. So this is a guy who's thinking. This is a guy who has little tricks up his sleeve. Good hand speed. 250-pound guy, so he has power. Nice tight compact shots. And he's an offensive fighter. He's looking to hurt you. But he does have weaknesses, which we're going to take a look at. So again, like I said, remember earlier, he jumps into the jab, right? He jumps in with the jab, which creates good power, but at the same time it can be seen. So Takam is no dummy, he's a veteran, smart guy. So he sees Joshua coming in with a lead left, and Takam just stays there. He sees Joshua's head is in the same position, whacks him with a good jab. Here again, almost caught him with a jab. Here he catches him with a left hook, counter check, like a check left hook. And another thing that's gonna be, that would work for Joseph Parker here, because Joseph Parker is a quick guy himself. Feint. So you see Takam feints. See how he's got his left here? Boom, boom. So he moves it twice. The second time he really does exaggerate it as coming in. So see, Joshua thought a jab was coming in. Nothing came back. Instead, it allowed Takam to find his way inside. And he could have worked the body here. He didn't. Instead, he hit Joshua with a beautiful, look at that, beautiful headbutt from Takam. Again, look at those feints. Feints always work. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're fighting the best guy in the world. The feints are going to throw him off. So I would suggest Joseph Parker, it would be in his best interest to throw a couple of feints in there. And this is something that I pointed out in the Joseph Parker videos about how Joshua's right hand is pretty good, because he really does put a lot of torque into it, a lot of leverage, a lot of momentum. But if he misses, look at how open he is. If somebody were to shoulder roll like Takam did here, but again, Takam, this was after he was dropped and hurt, so he couldn't really capitalize. He was on the defensive, but he could have come up with an overhand, I mean, not an overhand right, but like a semi-uppercut, semi-right hand, straight right himself, a la James Toney. Again, here, see? Look at how Joshua ends up. He's ripe for a counter right there. And this Takam doing a very good job of making him miss, because again, Joshua, he throws nice combinations, but it's almost always the same two combinations, like right uppercut to set you up for the left hook, and then right hand. And if a guy can figure out that pattern out in the ring, and let's remember, Joseph Parker can roll with the shots a little bit. Not as good as Takam. I think Takam is a better defensive fighter than Parker, but Parker does have good defense. Again, see here? Nice job of Takam, and then here sees an example of what I'm saying here. Here, Parker missed with that counter right, but it's the same principle. Look at Andy Ruiz overshooting with the right because Parker rolled with it and made a miss. It's sort of like we looked at with Joshua just a couple of seconds ago. So there's work to be done there. Then, of course, don't neglect the body. Beautiful body work from Takam. Now, some people might say, wow, come on, Joshua's a 250-pound guy, a lot of musculature on him. Doesn't that armor prevent him from getting hurt? Look, this is another 200-pound guy in there with him, 200-plus-pound guy. If you hit him to the body, he's gonna feel him. Maybe, okay, let's say worst case scenario, they don't wear him down during the fight. Let's say a body shot doesn't stop him, but at the very least, it's gonna annoy him. And maybe the next day he ends up pissing blood. That's what you wanna do, that even if you lose the fight, You let the other guy know, hey, listen, okay, you won the fight, but tomorrow you gotta look at yourself in the mirror, your face all puffed up and you're pissing blood. That's what you want to do. So go to the body. And as we're gonna see later on, look at the beautiful body work here. Nice leverage on that left hook from the cam. And as we're gonna see here, first of all, look at, again, overshooting with that right hand from Joshua. And the cam counters body shots. Let's rewind a little bit here to see Joshua's stance, because he really leaves himself open. Look at this. First of all, those big arms, I don't think he can keep his guard very compact because of all the muscle he has. But you see there's openings there to the body. And most guys don't want to go to the body against Joshua because, again, he will counter. And they're heavy counters. But those body shots, look at that. I guess another 200-pound man hits you there, it's gonna hurt. But you have to be careful because, again, like I said, look at this. The cam going in there, lunging in with the lead hand to the body, the lead right hand, right hook, and he eats an uppercut because, again, Joshua, he's looking to block your shots and counter with combinations and with the intent to hurt. But see, you go to the body, eventually it sets up more offense upstairs. And look at nice combination. Or jab downstairs, sets him up for the right hand. So if you can hit the guy, and then you can figure out enough ways to make him miss and frustrate him, Joshua Parker could implement some of that and potentially win a fight by outpointing Joshua. You just outwork him. Guerrilla warfare, you know, keep moving, keep hitting, hold, don't stay in front of him. And again, see, Joshua, he's very good at rolling with shots, but if you throw a left hook, sometimes, and especially if you're very close inside, like Parker is at, like the cam is here, he can't roll quickly enough, and he catches. Now, you know, he started rolling with it, so he took away some of the sting of the punch, but he still took it quite flush in the face. Here again. And this is the reason why I'm showing the sequence again is because, okay, you couldn't catch him with the counter right upstairs, but he's ripe open for body shots downstairs, and this is what what Parker has to do. Now he took a split second too late there to counter. This was gonna have to do. Now you can see that Parker's shots not as compact as the Cam's, but Parker has a couple of advantages here over the Cam. He's younger, taller, I would say maybe a tad bit faster. He has the element and the advantage of youth, so he should put that to use and improve on what the Cam was able to do against Joshua. Joshua, on the other hand, I mean, I'm looking at him, I've looked at a lot of Parker's fights. I can't be dishonest. I mean, I have to be objective of what I see. Joshua's just a superior fighter in terms of technique and in terms of power, defense. It's improbable that Parker's gonna win this. Again, he gets hit too easily, his stamina's not the best, he slaps too much with his shots. But like I said before in the last Parker video that we did, if he can improve those things, which can be improved, it's not like it's over. You know, it's all about technique most of the time and conditioning. He can improve those things. He could potentially take the fight away from Joshua, but it's gonna be a big if. He's gonna have to work on those things, and then he still has to contend with Joshua in the ring, who's gonna be throwing bombs at him. So I think Joshua, obviously, people are correct in making him the favorite, because again, bigger, superior technique, very quick for a guy his size. Very unusual to see a guy his size being very quick. But then again, Joshua also, one of the things I didn't mention in the weaknesses was his stamina. His stamina is a little bit suspect. Even though he proved against Klitschko that he was dead tired and he was able to come back and stop Klitschko, even though he looked like he was done. So he does have that ability and that mental strength to get through it and come back. It's gonna be an interesting fight. I'm excited to see it. As always, guys, you know, tell us what we got right, tell us what we got wrong. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to BDA Live, our secondary sister channel where we hold the live podcast. But again, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this fight. I know you've been very vocal. The Joshua fans have been very vocal. The Parker fans, keep going. Tell me what we got right in this one. Tell us what we got wrong, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, folks? Thank you for watching. Take care.